Guys, we've gotten some amazing messages. We sent in the group message that we made top 100 in Canada for sports podcasts, which is pretty incredible. I know Antonio's Rate the Podcast has been a little bit effective, but guys, anyone who's listening on iTunes, Google Play, even if you're on YouTube, if you enjoy this, 5-star it. It really helps us out.
Messa fuori, c'è Pirlo, ancora Pirlo di tacco, tiro,
The referee should never have given the second, the straight red. Roma is missing the wing that they had last year.
Well, Salah. If you don't beat Crotone like this, it's mental. I don't know who he is.
He looks like Nainggolan.
Oh my! He does not look like Nainggolan. But you don't have to talk about something specific. You could just say what it means. You know. One second. Relax. This is a goal.
Che bello. Antonio, quick those glasses. I like this said siamo stati dei pollis chicken.
No, thanks for the clarification.
There's not clarification.
Look!
Che bello!
This guy doesn't even know what he did.
You gotta be kidding.
His name's Simi.
I could have blocked that ball. Look at that stuff.
Hey, it's your boy Szczesny in goal.
Your boy.
Yeah, it's his favorite player.
That's your favorite player?
The guy was not expecting for him
somebody
to
added the
put
ball,
net.
right?
Yeah, right before.
Let
Look.
me see who added the ball, because I think that the head ball was a mistake, right?
Look. This guy. Wait, no, not a head.
Oh, okay.
It was a Crotone player.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a Crotone
Crotone.
player. Beautiful, right? What a goal. Can't get better than that.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie A audio experience with IFTV. We've got the boys back after another crazy midweek round. And Antonio, first of all, I want to give credit to your outfit today.
Thank you.
You were completely Milan'd out. They got the black and red all over, and then you had the jacket that was Milan too. It was on our Instagram stories.
No, thank you. I got to see myself today. Somebody surprised me with a live view of one of those podcasts, and they said, "Who's that piece of?" I don't make me say it. And then I said, "Oh my God,
say
I
whatever
didn't
you
look
want."
good." And I said, "You better get dressed up the next time you go to podcast." This is the reasons why I put myself a little bit together. Hopefully.
You got the suit on today, so everybody's.
He's the alone of the situation.
Gaetano's always top notch.
I'm the only one working, guys.
Oh man, guys, we had a crazy round, and I texted you yesterday after the game's end, and I said, "You guys have been saying the Campeonato's over," and I just want to call everybody out right now.
for me.
No, you're number one on my call list. You three, I'm the only one who's had a good analysis of the situation. You guys said it's going to be over. Wait, did you even say 10 points? It is nowhere near over. Michael has changed who his Scudetto winner is 6 different times. He started off with Juve, then went to Napoli, then went to Juve, then went to Napoli. Last week he said that Napoli was out of the Scudetto. I said that
And then
it's going to be up and
Crotone
down.
coming back out of nowhere.
I never changed.
You did? Well, okay, you still think it's not over?
No.
I mean, you think it's over?
It's almost over. 99% is over.
99, huh?
And I'll tell you the reasons why.
Go.
Napoli's not going to win Sunday.
That's what you think. That's where
I know.
That's where Sardi's gonna surprise you. You're not sleeping for 4 days straight.
Michael,
I hope he
Michael.
wins, but he's not going to win. This is again.
Let's see.
I hope he wins, but he's not going to win.
Mike, what about you switching up already? Last week you said when Napoli got that
I was
draw with AC
surprised.
Milan, you said
I
it's
was-
over.
I was
You said
surprised.
it's done.
I was
Now you
surprised.
think it's back on?
Crotone really holding off.
These are the games that you
Sardi's
can't
so thankful of Crotone with Zenga and stuff. And now look at it now. If Napoli win in Torino, it's gonna be 1 point difference, and Juve still have to play, I think, Inter or something.
You look at the smile on this guy's face.
It's gonna be an amazing campaign. Every other league is over. Every other league is
Don't
stupid.
worry,
The
Manolas
Serie A
is not
where
going to
it's
win the
at.
Campionato.
Ah, but
It's
you're
too
gonna win the
late.
Champions League, so it doesn't matter at the end of the day, right?
Listen, all the experience you guys have, I'm very surprised. These are the games that I expect to happen. I said Juventus, they slip up in these types of matches, and I'm telling you right now, no matter what happens Sunday, that's not even going to be, if Napoli wins it, it'll get very good. But even if Juventus win, the Campionato is not over. I'm telling you, it's not over. There's still too many games to play. You're going to see another team slip up. We're going to come back on this podcast and be like, oh, look how many points it is.
I'll tell you what happened here. This whole situation is very simple.
Explain it to us,
First
Antonio.
of all, I always said there is no easy game in Serie A. from the first place to the last place, anything can happen at any time.
You did say
okay?
that.
I said it many times.
You
okay?
said that. We've all said that.
In couple situations, Napoli lost important critical points against small teams.
Sassuolo.
Right. And Juventus, exactly, he lost 2 points against Spal, and then he lost this other 2 points against Crotone. So, but on the overall, I think the situation, it still has not changed, because Juventus is still leading by big margin. No,
4 points is a lot.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
With, what, 5 games to go?
Yeah.
It's too much.
I don't know.
What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, I think that they criticizing Juventus the way they play. Yeah, they didn't play a good game. I mean,
They were terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible. None of the players did. But I mean, they're still leading by 4 points. There's a few games left. Napoli was ahead of most of the season. Now to come back and be ahead 4 points, and on Sunday, I would be shocked if Juventus loses.
Get ready to be shocked. Get ready.
I mean, I think they're gonna tie, but
No.
it's gonna be a tie. But I don't think Juventus can lose at home. I mean, they're gonna be really, really up for this
I hope
game.
they do lose.
That's what they said about
I hope they do
Crotone. Look
lose,
what happened.
but I
on
doubt it. I doubt
That's
it.
what you say. You're the one who's one of the.
Listen.
I hate this.
Napoli,
I gotta tell you.
I hate it.
Napoli's gonna
Wait.
show
No,
their
no.
true,
No, no, no.
the true form.
The true form. Listen to
the
this.
true form comes at the hardest times when you tie against Sassuolo. That's when you have to have the most belief. It pisses me off to see people when Udinese was up, because Udinese was up in this match. Campionato's over. The season's over. Look at what they did. And Juventus was winning Crotone. 10 minutes later, Napoli's winning and Crotone's tied against Juventus. Everyone has such a weak mentality. Yo, you too. You gotta stick
What I
with
said
it.
about Udinese.
Listen.
There was a lot of time with Udinese.
Marco,
Nothing
listen
is
to-
over.
Marco,
Nothing is
listen to
over.
this.
Even if
I
it
saw
happened,
the
nothing's
highlights. I was
over.
playing soccer Sunday, but I saw
Okay.
the highlights. So when I saw the highlights of the Napoli, all the team celebrating sotto la curva,
Yeah.
it was like they won the championship. They didn't win anything.
I know. I
For
agree with
them,
you.
catching up, taking 2 points away and starting to breathe again on Juventus' neck was the biggest thing that happened to them. And it's like, so many negative things happening to the team the last few weeks. All of a sudden, 6 points down to 4. It's a big news for Napoli.
Well, it is a big news, but I also think on the other hand, you have to have balance. You got to stay calm in the bad moments and then stay level-headed in the good moments. Otherwise, like that, you just keep turning over.
That
every other
showed me that the tension within the team is extremely high. So anytime a point or 2 points,
Slips, yeah.
swings either ways. Juventus doesn't go into. Juventus at the end of the game, when they win, they celebrate all the time. They go sotto la curva, they run, and boom, they finish that way. But Napoli are starting to see lately all of this display of
we always have said it that this is one of the best championship in all of Europe. I mean, we have said it that all the time. What we said is that once Juventus is on top, it's very, very difficult for them to relinquish that top spot. But it's exciting. I mean, you cannot ask more than this.
No, you're right.
Every week, every game.
It's a show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
very exciting. I mean, the goal that he scored, Simi, the goal that he
That was
scored,
incredible.
is unbelievable.
The amount of followers he got on social media that day, forget
Why
it.
wasn't Buffon? I guess it's a quick question that's just getting to my head. Why wasn't
Buffon was
Buffon
not playing?
Why was not in the goal on the net?
Maybe they listen to Allegri listens to the podcast too much about you yelling at Buffon.
Wait a moment. He was supposed to. Isn't he the
one
most
is gonna save that,
the
though.
best goalkeeper of the world? I mean, he's
He
supposed
did
to
a
be.
break.
Yeah.
but-
Maybe
Every time.
Juventus.
You criticize when they play him. You criticize when they don't play him.
Maybe
Which
Juventus.
one is it, Anto?
No, maybe Juventus.
Anto, which one
I'll
is
tell you
it?
what is
Which
the problem.
one is it?
Maybe Juventus snapped the Crotone. They said,
Oh,
don't worry,
yeah.
we can afford to put Szczesny on the goalkeeper.
Is that
With
true,
Dybala
Marco?
in, with everybody else
I
in.
don't know.
Because Szczesny's such a bad goalkeeper.
No, I like Szczesny.
So what are you saying? We
no,
snubbed
but why not
Crotone?
Buffon? Buffon is supposed to be better than him.
You try to rush players against Crotone, and look what happens. Look what happens.
Like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are
Oh, yeah,
insane.
we're crazy.
Yeah.
The thing is called turnover, and Allegri has been doing it from the beginning of the season. So don't say now because of this game, all of a sudden they don't snub anybody. he's got a turnover. He's got to keep everybody as a team. He doesn't have 11 players. He's got 22 players, and he's got to keep them all.
I don't buy into that. I just don't buy it.
Antonio, you and Mike, you guys switch your stories too much.
Listen,
one day you want Buffon, one day you don't want Buffon.
No,
Which one is
I
it?
don't buy it. The
You about Napoli. You switch
you
watch.
can do the
Every day.
turnover when you have a personality that is not what you have over there in Juventus. Buffon is the symbol of Juventus right
Come
now.
on.
But
So
it's not the first time that Buffon sits on the bench.
Yeah.
In the Campionato. What's the matter with you?
The thing is, Napoli actually rested some players too.
is he gonna play against Napoli or they're gonna put Chesney against
Yeah, it's got to be.
Napoli?
It's got to be Buffon, of course.
Oh, it's gotta be Buffon.
Yeah, of course.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Uh-oh.
Does Gattuso do any turnover?
None on the goalkeeper. None on the net.
Antonio
We
Donnarumma.
don't have anybody else good in the goal.
Yes, but none on the net.
Donnarumma.
Now when you have
Goalkeeper.
Donnarumma as a goalkeeper, sorry, we can put his brother. Actually, his brother. The only time that I saw him play against the Inter that we
Yeah.
won the game,
Great
he
game.
did a great job.
Yeah.
I was.
I know,
here
you
that
like
day.
his brother.
Oh yeah.
You like his brother.
To me, they looked exactly the same, so really doesn't make any difference.
Same name on the back, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And Antonio, so better first name.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's a good point. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, listen, we talked about the Scudetto race a little bit. Just to touch a little bit on the analysis, Juventus, very, very poor mentally. Marchisio played. Dybala was not to be found in this match. Sturaro, a lot of Juventus fans upset that Sturaro was playing. We went to go play last night, and we spoke with some Juventus fans. And the question that our friend kept asking as a Juventus fan, what the hell position does Sturaro play? He's like, if I had one question to ask Allegri, it's what position does Sturaro play? So Juventus fans were very upset. Napoli came from behind from Oddo's Udinese, who was showing a lot of fight. 2 times in this match were they up, but Napoli came back. Insigne scored a brilliant goal, and then Napoli as a team really came back and secured that. Let's talk about another team who finally got a nice, relaxing win. Your boy Spalletti and Inter 4-0 against
Jeez.
Cagliari. I think
them apart.
it's a match that Inter has been needing, especially for their fans. Everybody in the comments, guys, when Icardi was scoring, they kept commenting about Michael for calling Icardi a poacher, which to me that goal was
He's still a poacher.
as much of a poacher as you could get.
I know. There's nothing wrong with being a poacher. Icardi's
people
a
were
beast.
mad at Michael
He's
for that.
amazing in the box. The thing is, what happened to Inter? I thought they were winning the Scudetto, to be honest. I had 5 teams winning the Scudetto. They're doing so good.
Listen, this is a very important game. Another one where your Milan slips up. Lazio was flip-flop. We don't know what's going to happen. Even Roma was a little bit scary this week, but Inter got
They
the
both
job
won,
done.
too.
Against,
Lazio, what they get? It was like 6 goals in that game.
I have the stats for that Lazio
7
game.
goals, I think.
Lazio.
We have 15 points still up for grab from to the end of the campionato.
Yeah.
So I just hope some of the 4 or 5, the first 4 teams over there on top of 5 teams, they slip up and Gattuso can capitalize a little bit. So
I think you guys are too
5
far
teams.
back. You guys are too far back.
Maybe one team can slip up. Not 5
You
teams.
never know.
I said one of those 5. So let's say they get
I thought
into
you said
a.
all 5 teams after.
You
They're
never
one of
know.
the
The
5.
Serie A, anything can
I
happen.
want a Lazio or Inter to slip up a little bit.
Let me say the
Actually,
standings.
more Inter than Lazio. Sorry, guys.
In third place, Roma with 64 points, tied in third. In fourth, Lazio with 64 points. Inter 1 point behind them at 63, and then Milan 9 points behind, 54 points. I think you guys are far. You guys, between this game, the one with Belotti, where you're lucky that you didn't lose this one for a minute, and the other previous games where Milan needed to win, where Inter and Lazio weren't stepping up, I think that the season for Milan is not going to be a Champions League season.
Listen,
Anymore.
Listen, 10 weeks ago,
I'm just saying.
2-3 months ago, Milan was not even was supposed to be fighting for to stay in Serie A.
That's true.
With the records that we had. Now all of a sudden we are on 6th place. We're still going to play the final of the Coppa Italia.
Italia, yeah.
If we win that one, we're going to go to play the Supercoppa. We'll have a bunch of things to be to be proud of. So it's not going to be a fallimentare season for AC Milan. So
the race for the Champions League
Yeah.
is Roma, Lazio, and Inter.
Yeah, I think so too.
but isn't the 4th team coming as a preliminary?
That's what we're talking about. No, 4 teams qualify.
Yeah, they
14
qualify.
straight.
They don't have to.
It's a new
the
thing.
5th one is going to have the
No,
fight to get in.
there's no
It
5.
used to be
just
4th
4.
one to get in. Now 4
Oh,
automatic.
so
The only way we could get 5 is if Roma finish outside top 4 and Roma win the
and win the
Champions League.
Champions.
That's the only way.
got you.
But hey, I mean, that's big dreaming right there.
So Inter, if it's finishes just below those 4 teams, that's
No,
it.
they're out.
They're out.
It's to me, it's between. I don't think Roma's going to slip up too much,
It's Inter Lazio.
even though they do risk that, especially with Champions League coming up. But Lazio and Inter, I mean, they're 1 point between each other. And Lazio, listen, this week with Fiorentina was up 2-0 in this match. They were both playing with 10 men, and they ended up. Lazio and Fiorentina have to be 2 of the most strange teams in the world at the moment, because you don't know which one's going to show up. We said this a lot. They concede so many goals. It's insane. Inzaghi was sent off again for arguing with VAR. He hates the assistant referee. And yeah,
the thing with Fiorentina, though, I think they're on a 6 or 7 game unbeaten streak.
You know,
so by Lazio being in, that's huge.
With the exception of Atalanta
In
that
Florence.
they won this week, I mean on Wednesday, AC Milan benefited from Fiorentina being
you
beaten
didn't
by
beat
Lazio.
Torino.
Yeah.
You needed to beat Torino.
At least we had a Fiorentina losing against Lazio for our standing and not catching up with Milan. If Fiorentina will have won, they will be in the tied with us on 6th place. That's the bottom line,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. But still,
But talking
Milan enjoyed too
about
much.
this race, I mean, Lazio, they conceived too many goals. If you look at the how many goals they received, they have 43 goals compared to 19 from Juventus, 23 from Napoli, 27 from Roma, and 22 from Inter.
no, they concede so many.
And usually at the end, whoever receives the less goals, that's who's got the best defense. That's the team that usually wins.
They got to be very careful.
And moves on. They score 79 goals,
That's
which
a prolific
is one
attack,
more,
number 1,
yeah,
right?
one more
than
than Juventus. But you need to play better defense. Otherwise, you're not going to go.
That's a lot about the philosophy of Inzaghi. It's an offensive-minded
Zeman,
player.
right?
Yeah.
But the thing is,
you might not have also the
Yeah.
the defenders. You might be missing something there.
And the Vrij supposed to be leaving this summer to Inter.
De Vrij is going to be gone. So with De Vrij gone and Lazio, it scares me. Like, my mentality has always been, I would like to see the Milan clubs back into Champions League for me. Just because I feel like if the Milan clubs, Inter and Milan, get back in, they have the DNA to be in Europe a little bit, and they're going to be a little bit more competitive. The thing that scares me with Lazio is the thing that scares me with a lot of the teams that come in fourth a lot of the times. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm scared if De Vrij is out, right? Milinkovic-Savic might be leaving. There's a few pieces to the puzzle that could be taken down from Lazio, and is Lotito going to reinvest to keep this team competitive in not only in Serie A, in Champions League too, which you need 2 teams, or is he just going to, say, okay, we're out, and that's it, like Napoli. Oh, listen, we can't compete on both
Marco,
fronts.
Lazio has got this guy here, Tare, which is the vice president or whatever, the advisor of
director.
of Lotito. This guy here, in the last 10 years, has produced on the market a lot of winners. And Biglia, one of them, a lot of winners. So to the point, Savage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of winners. So
Yeah.
don't discount what
I'm not
Tare
sure.
or Lotito are capable to do. So those are guys that they know to move themselves into the market of new arrivals. Inter, contrary to what you say about Inter Milan, if they get into the Champions, they're going to spend the money. Those guys, they have no money. They have no money. Gattuso already said that I'm happy with what I have. My players are world-class champions, and he doesn't want anybody. Maybe 1 player or 2 players. And he said it's not going to be up to me.
They said they're going to buy 3 players.
They said
What-
2 or 3 players.
Who said
I
that?
heard.
Who
They
said
said 2 or-
Gattuso?
No, the director.
The director.
From where they're going to buy them? From Chinatown? I don't think so. You know?
You want world class?
Yeah.
Another
Belotti
Bonucci.
for me, I don't think he's a striker that can make a difference on AC Milan.
Against you guys, yeah.
You know,
That's what they reported. So you go talk to Gattuso because I don't think he knows what's going on.
Listen, you guys spend, I don't know the exact number, but I think you guys are worse off than where you were last year
In
after
terms
the
of
spending
points.
done, in terms of points.
but this is to tell you that the spending more money that's not necessarily translating
Yeah.
in winning or getting more points into the standing. So, well, let me tell you something. If this Cutrone and a couple other youngsters into the Primavera of AC Milan, they get developed, like the way Gattuso knows what he has on the Primavera. He's going to bring another couple of kids up. So, AC Milan, I think, is
But what
developing.
Primavera? I mean, Milan, the stage of Milano, it's a class world Europe. They have to be on
So
top.
they have to spend money. In other words,
In Milano, there's always been the top of Europe. That's where the show
right.
is. So they're not going to be happy if you bring up a couple of Primavera for a couple of kids.
But who's not going to be happy? The tifosi, you mean?
Of course.
Well, Milano la chiamano, they call it la Scala del Calcio. The Scala is the biggest opera house where anybody, you make a mistake over there, you get booed. So, meaning that over there, like Gaetano said, I mean, the expectation has always been high on AC Milan. So, but Gaetano, you have to look at the budget too. They don't have the money. They've been fighting. They've been trying to hide and seek a bunch of, let
me ask you, can Berlusconi lend them some money?
I don't know about that. I think I would be happy if Berlusconi buys AC Milan back.
That's not happening.
That will be. I don't think his age will allow him to just take into this kind of if Berlusconi was 10 years younger, believe me, this will not be a conversation right now.
Listen, he also understood, and I respect Berlusconi for what he did. He said, listen, football's moving in a direction that I wasn't able to keep up with. It's a new age. It's a new era. And he's like, I got to give it off to someone because I can't do it. So listen, to have the self-awareness to do that is a good thing.
A lot of people won't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have a question. We tweeted out any questions, and we'll just be answering them sparingly. And since this is relevant right now, shout out to Ari Nurieli, who asked, Antonio, is Gattuso the right man to bring AC Milan back to the Champions League next season?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
You think so too? Everybody else, real quick?
100%.
What do you
Look
think?
what he already did with a Milan that was broken in a short amount of time.
Dad, what do you think?
Not with the players that he has.
But is he the right man to build the project around?
As a coach, yes.
They have to buy him players.
And
How
you
many
think that
players
you think
talking?
That's not up to him. If they buy him the players, yes. With those players, no.
would you have said the same thing if Montella was that coach?
Probably.
Looking back, I'm surprised why Gattuso performed because I didn't know how good of a coach he was, and the way I see the team plays into the field and the way they're performing, and the Milan has got a lot of fluidity. They create a lot offensively. They don't concretize a lot of the material that they create, but the fluidity on the game is unbelievable. The percentage of passing or passing that is we're talking about on the 90s.
Yeah.
Upper 80s, 90%. Every pass is being connected. The ball doesn't stop. It just moves fast on the feet of those guys. And one more thing that I started to see in most of the Serie A big team, the goalkeeper never inbounds the ball past the midfield. It's all the time ball on the floor, and they starting from below,
Tiki-taka defense, right?
starting from the defense and starting to move the ball up. Never toss the ball all the way past the midfield like the old good times.
Yeah.
And Donnarumma surprised me, especially with the game against Juventus. Very calm, very poised. Just play the ball on his feet, very magnificent.
We had to film. We filmed a video yesterday for Rabona TV, and they asked us about Roma and Liverpool. You know, it's a channel that talks general, not just Serie A. So they want our perspective on Roma for the game that's coming up. And as we were filming it, I was thinking about what to say about Alisson. Is he the best keeper in the league, right? And then I started thinking about how many incredible goalkeepers we do have in the league, and it's pretty incredible. I mean, we got Buffon, Szczesny, Donnarumma, Alisson, Perin. Who else do we have? That I'm missing? Handanovic. I mean, there's some incredible goalkeepers. I said, he's probably the best in form right now, but I think you can make an argument for a lot of players. Look at Handanovic.
No.
He's a keeper that doesn't get enough credit.
What
You don't
do
think he
mean?
is?
Are you crazy?
Alisson, it's not just a notch. It's a notch and a half.
The thing is, it's one season.
Listen, this weekend, Handanovic became only the 5th non-Italian player to make 400 appearances in the Serie A. That's something to be said about him.
Do you remember all those games that they won 1-0?
Inter.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know who kept them in the game?
Handanovic, he's an animal.
Yeah, and luck too. You need a lot of luck.
I
a
remember
lot of luck
some
too.
unbelievable
Handanovic
saves.
I agree.
playing
I agree with you.
top level for years right now.
A lot of luck. I don't think Handanovic is at the same level of Alisson.
Really?
Alisson's one
I would
season,
I would
though.
rate all those guys.
That's like saying Bellotti for one season last season. He's the best.
Listen,
Come on, get
Bellotti,
away.
if you look at the statistic of Bellotti, okay, Bellotti taking a penalty kick, it's
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's very bad. I don't understand why they allow him to take, because why? He's the leader of Torino. He's going to have to take the penalty kick. I will not allow him, if he comes on AC Milan, to take the penalty
Wait,
kick.
didn't I tell you? I said he's going to miss the penalty.
Well, he's not doing good in scoring regardless.
He had 2 missed, 2 scored, and 2 saved.
And a cross,
Right.
I think.
Come on.
That's not a good percentage.
It's not a good percentage.
Not for a striker of that caliber over there. So,
No, when he took that, and you got to have also the character to put them. He also had them all in like the same exact spot. I was like, listen, if a goalkeeper studied where he went, he's done.
The
And they say that they
down the
studied
middle,
it.
he hit the crossbar. So
Yeah.
he went a different play and he couldn't even get it.
Listen, so let's do this. We got, you know, we're not going to go too deep into the games. We touched upon the Scudetto, the Champions League. We have some questions that we'll answer later on, and the preview.
I think there was a question for Antonio, who should
There is.
Milan buy for next year?
There is a question about that.
Something like that.
I was going to save it, but you could answer.
I read it really quickly. I'll tell you one thing. Go ahead.
No, you're telling me what should we buy. I'll take your advice. I think we need one more defender. Although the defenders that we have right now are excellent.
If
you know?
Conte comes back.
Bring that thing back, the standings. Okay, you have Atalanta, Sampdoria, and Fiorentina. They score more goals than AC Milan. Let's see.
Yeah.
No,
Nearly,
so-
almost.
No, so Atalanta, Sampdoria, yes,
Yeah.
Fiorentina, and Torino.
That's
Torino,
All right.
they score more goals than AC Milan. So
I would have commented the same thing
What do you
about
need?
not the defender,
Well,
the striker.
we need a striker, yes, of course. But don't forget that Cutrone.
Okay.
Cutrone is the first year that has been placed into this thing here. I have a lot of faith on this kid. This kid here, it goes still flying under the radar. Cutrone, for me, with an extra 6 months or 1 year under his belt, Cutrone is going to do a lot of damage up there.
But would you risk going into next season with just Cutrone?
Well, would you risk? Look what we did. We bought Kalinic. Kalinic was supposed to be giving us, 15 goals?
You don't like Kalinic?
Kalinic is not...
He's not your favorite player?
No, that was never
The
my
thing is,
favorite player.
Kalinic was everyone was like, okay, he's gonna be, like you
Kalinic-
said, at least 15 goals, and he was doing so
Andre-
good with Fiorentina.
Antonio, I
Andres-
think you said that Kalinic was going to be number 1's goal scorer.
Never
So
said
that's-
that.
Yeah.
You can go.
Did he say it?
Going
Did he say
fine. Going fine. Never said that. Listen, Andre Silva could be another surprise for us. This kid is still developing.
Too many
next
surprises.
one
You know, we
Ronaldo.
spend
Too
a
many
lot of
surprises.
money. We spend a lot of money on the paper on strikers that were supposed to be giving us
Yeah.
25 to 30 goals. Where are they?
They're hiding.
It's not easy to score in Serie A. Serie A, we play defense the right way. So maybe we'll see if we can make a proposition to Juventus. We'll buy a Dybala from you guys.
Maybe.
For what?
You know.
Just give us Antonio Donnarumma and we'll be even.
Oh, no. I'll keep him. I'll keep
You
him.
wouldn't do Antonio Donnarumma for Dybala.
Nah, he's still good.
You wouldn't trade that?
Listen.
Are you
Listen.
crazy?
I gotta be sincere with you. If I see Gigio Donnarumma leaving Italy
Yeah.
to go in Spain or in England or in
PSG.
France,
Yeah.
I will be very upset. But as much as I hate Juventus,
Oh my god.
I'd rather him to play for Juventus than play for somebody else. Or Napoli, definitely Napoli,
yeah.
because a
need
Napolitano.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest.
So
Well, he had that whole video that came out that everybody was going crazy about. The thing I sent you. And
yeah. So
well, I didn't understand. What did he say?
so basically,
he said, "Kita muert," meaning. Kita muert means your dead ancestor.
Wait, Marco,
Yeah,
say
but
what?
who-
no. Yeah,
who
wait.
was he talking
Let me give some
about?
context.
One
Let me give some
second, one
context.
second.
So he filmed this video with his brother-in-law.
Right.
His brother-in-law was recording.
I
Yeah.
thought they look like drunks, both of them.
So, and he said it was a private video. He's like, we're just doing something as a joke.
Okay.
Somehow it got released. And he said in the video, he's like, listen, I didn't want to have to put my hand there to save Milik's, last shot. He's like, but I did. He's like, I didn't pull it out, whatever.
He's,
something
prob-
like
he's
that.
probably said to his uncle that's a Napoli
now
fan.
I saw the contest because
And-
I could not understand what he was saying.
And then I think he said something in Napolitano, which was like, but it's better that it happened that way, or something like that. Because a lot of Napoli fans were pissed off at Gigio Donnarumma
Yeah,
because he's from Naples, like he's supposed to just let Milik score the goal. And yeah, Donnarumma posted a video saying, "Listen, this is a moment between me and my brother-in-law. I'm
messing
just
around,
kidding,"
yeah.
because Napoli fans took that and they were slamming him with it. So listen, I don't know.
Whatever.
a little bit too much drama
that
around
kid
that.
is, you know,
He's 19 years old.
a great goalkeeper reacted to somebody that was trying to score on him. On that particular moment, he had nothing on his mind but just trying to save the nets of AC Milan. He
Nor
couldn't care
should
less
anything
about
be on his
Juventus or
mind.
Napoli or nobody else.
It shouldn't be on his mind.
What made him worse? It was Buffon calling him and say thank you for the big
He
save.
didn't say thank you.
He said great
said
job.
congrats. He said congrats.
What
on
is
the save.
that? What is the difference?
It's a 40-year-old keeper who has the most experience in Serie A, giving some credit to the 19-year-old.
Now
who
give
made
him
an
some
incredible
credit.
save.
Admit it that Donnarumma is better than him and he will have never be able to save that one.
Yeah,
that's
but-
what he did.
Yeah, but then when Buffon's on the
Don't give
bench,
me
you
that.
say he's supposed to be the
Buffon. What
best.
Buffon?
Huh?
Buffon was good 10 years ago. He's done.
Antonio, you're crazy. You're crazy. Okay, before we get into some more stuff, we talk about. Listen, we posted this thing today, right? And it had hundreds of comments. I think 500-600
Over
comments.
500 comments.
And then everybody asked. They said, guys, I need everyone's opinion on the podcast today. What you think? So I'm gonna show you this graphic that we made. It says, what is the best era of the Serie A? And we put 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then the 2010s. So, Michael, we'll start with you. What do you think your favorite era?
I was never into culture just until a few years ago. I always heard the 90s were the top form of the Serie A, just by hearing. Like I said, I never saw anything.
80s.
I would say
80s.
I wasn't around really for the 90s. I was born in 95. So I don't want to say an era that I didn't really see enough of. The 2000s for sure for me because I remember some of the incredible players. So I would say the 2000s. Based off
But that's
what I
was going
what I
down
lived
a little
through.
bit, though, wasn't it?
Listen, the 80s.
Until 2010, what do you mean? Inter won
Listen, the 80s, definitely the best. We had Maradona, we had Van Basten, Gullit, Rijkaard, Platini, Boniek, you name
Falcao.
it. Falcao.
When was Torino? When was Grande Torino?
my
When were they?
goodness. Grande Torino was
What year was that?
on the war
What
during the
50s?
50s. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that was far back.
Yeah, I grew up with the 80s. I would say the 80s.
Rivera, you know, that's then we had Maldini, we had Costa Curta, we had Baresi, we had you know, come on, don't make me just do all the AC Milan formation for you. But
Mate, you think Kalinic could play in that team?
no.
Not even a water boy.
Juventus had great players too. You had Scirea, he was the best. Back then, on the 80s, we had the libero as a position. The libero was the
Sweeper.
The sweeper, so
Yeah.
behind everybody else. So he was one of the best. Him and Baresi were definitely the top. Then you had
People-
Cabrini. Cabrini was a wing. That's unbelievable.
People wanted to hear your opinions on this.
Also,
You know?
1982, Italy won the World Cup
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rossi.
in Spain.
Yeah.
That we had a
Tardelli,
fantastic
Rossi,
game.
Antonioni.
Give some context for all of us because listen, a lot of people. I mean, some people that are watching were more around in the 90s. Compare the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s because those are the ones that were getting the most comments on our things. A lot of people, like Michael, said the same thing. I wasn't around, but I've always heard the 90s were the best era. So explain a little bit between the 80s, the 90s, and 2000s because we don't, we didn't see that shift as much.
The game, I think, has evolved in terms of speed and being more athletically prepared. But in terms of, technical skills, I think the 80s were amazing.
How were the 80s compared to the 90s?
I think the 80s were a little better for
but don't
the
say
number
better.
of talent. The number of talent that we witnessed on the field. It's sometimes you have to be born lucky, to be able to witness.
The creativity that there was on the field on the 80s. I mean, if you're talking about Maradona at the top of his game, Platini, one of the best players ever. And then we had the Italian team with Bruno Conte. If you guys, put his name and see the dribbling that this guy
on the right
could
wing,
do
this guy
on the right,
Calcio.
left wing.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
the guy was he was a Brazilian. One time he came back from Brazil and they met him at the airport and they said, "Hey Bruno," this was Bruno Conte. He goes, "Yeah, did you?" He goes, "Did you play in Brazil?" "Oh yeah." He says, "I played on the sand." He says, "Nice there." He says, "Yeah, it was beautiful." He says, "But they always put me in the goal." Just to show you.
That's funny.
The Brazilians and the skills that
They can play every position.
That they can play every position.
Crazy.
I mean, to me, Falcao It was one of my idol. He was playing in front of the defense. The guy he was save a goal. I remember a game in Roma where he saved the goal on the next play. On the next play from the right wing. Bruno Conte sends a ball at the edge of the area, and Falcao with I don't know if we can find it this somewhere. Falcao with the heel, he goes like this. He gets the ball with Falcao. So Bruno Conte is in the right wing. Falcao just saved the goal on the line. He goes all the way up. Is on the edge of the penalty area. Bruno Conte gives him the ball. He flips like this, and Pruzzo goes header, and he scores a goal. I mean, that was amazing. I had never seen anything like this.
There was
the skills that Falcao had, and the vision that he had, and he was always at the right position at the right time. It's more the position that I was playing, so. That he
appreciated it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And then the Brazilian national team from the 1982. Oh my God!
But Italy still won, right?
Italy still beat them 3-2. Rossi scored 3 goals.
Thanks to Zoff.
That game at Zico is amazing. The guy, he played for Udinese.
Did Careca play too?
And he used to not on that team. Careca was not on that team. And Zico was a number 10, an unbelievable number 10. Was skills. Any free kicks from outside the area, it was a goal. It was like a penalty.
Wow.
If you look at Udinese in that time, I think he scored 11, 12 goals from
free kicks.
But they had an amazing Junior was there, Falcao, Socrates.
Not the Greek guy.
They
Don't
wish
get
they
too
had the
excited.
Greek guy.
Don't get the Greek guy. Rivellino.
It was an unbelievable. So the 80s for me, of course, with Maldini and Gullit, like you said, and Van Basten, what a team. They won everything. That team won everything.
And Sacchi.
In Europe, and I think they won the all the cups that you could win. So yeah, that's what.
Gaetano, don't you think you should be mentioning that Sacchi was the first one that played the sweeper and at the same time implemented the offside to a level that I have never seen before all my life.
There was this interesting
offside was never a play that
to play offsides.
Yes,
like you didn't play it. You
just don't play it. You just stay all the time and just make sure that nobody goes past you. Wow. But Sacchi with Baresi as a sweeper, I'm telling you, they implemented this offside in a way that it was like it was science for them.
They used to play all on the same line. So if the goal was over there, they used to be all on the same line.
But one guy last.
No, all on the same line.
Baresi would call everybody out.
Okay. Everybody would move
out.
The
offside trap.
And they would send the ball, and the guy would be
70% of the time the players were found to be offside. Forget it.
You need the timing, the intelligence,
leadership,
and speed.
Sure.
Because if at one point you're on the same line and maybe the referee doesn't call, or if you if you're a few centimeters and
you
the
gotta
referee is going,
you're
you
screwed.
Be able to
there was no VAR back then, but
there wasn't.
There was no VAR. But
Simone Inzaghi would have lost his mind.
Back then, the offside, the AC Milan, the trap that AC Milan played, he didn't put the player just a few inches or just a half a leg.
Like a lot.
Big time. Big time.
There was this great quote that we came up, and that's why it's awesome to post these kind of things, because you hear other people's perspectives, and everybody's got a different take. How you guys said 80s, some people say 90s, some people say 2000s, where you're born. So somebody tweeted us this quote from Maradona, which we spoke to the journalist, and he told us that it's true, that Maradona once said, playing in the Serie A in the 80s and 90s was like playing a World Cup every weekend.
It was.
Incredible, right?
You guys think it was it so like
high,
intense and
no,
like
everybody, the best player of the world, they wanted to come and play in Serie A. They were the most money, the people that made most of the money by coming to Serie A. We paid the player the most, and the type of championship that we had, it was the most incredible.
No other league compared.
Off the chart. English people don't even know that they played in Spain or in England or whatever. Everybody's goal was to come to Serie A.
The good days, right?
Yeah,
no, it's interesting. I would have liked to hear a little bit more about that. I wish I was born a little bit earlier just to see those 90s, because I hear incredible things about the 90s too.
Go on YouTube.
But obviously, but YouTube we can make freaking Andre Silva look like a superstar.
Listen. On the 90s, we started to get a bunch of individuality, like Maldini, Totti, Del Piero.
Guys that we fell in love
We
with.
fell in love.
No, I mean the 90s we had a good national team.
But
the 1994 World Cup in United States, Baggio. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
Baggio was
included,
Baggio was at that level.
But I'm saying, but it was not the number of players we said
Totti,
before.
Del Piero,
Yeah.
Baggio.
Cassano.
Cassano was just now.
Cassano. Forget about
What are you talking about? Cassano. Cassano still now
you can't
can
put
take
him.
off, can take off his
Go
shoes.
into the mic.
Cassano still now can take off his shoes. I can embarrass anybody.
What about?
Okay.
You think Cassano could last with the 80s and the guys in the 80s?
Cassano will be a superstar in any league,
Wow.
in any time. Cassano was born to be a star.
Maybe in Serie C.
He didn't work. Cassano didn't have the work to be a star. He didn't have the train. Cassano played into the Bari little street over there by just fooling everybody else. Cassano was cold. Listen to this. It's true story. Cassano was cold by some of his teammates when they were down. They were losing the game. And they needed to catch up and win the game, because back then whoever won the game got 500 lire or 1,000 lira, which back then were just a little money to help your mother to buy some groceries or some fruit or things like that. Cassano was called all the time upon some of his teammates to go and play over there into the dungeon of the Castello to win the games, and Cassano almost 100% of the time won the games
What's it, a pickup
against
game?
big
No,
guys.
you're talking about
Are you
a
kidding?
game over here.
Cassano was born to be a
talking about-
superstar. I remember. Listen to this. Very
I'm
true
listening.
story.
I'm listening.
I remember. I went to see Cassano when he was maybe 15 or 16 years old. He used to play for the Bari Pulcini.
How old were you at this point? Just to give some background.
I was a little older than him.
Yeah,
Like 19?
No, I was maybe 22, 23,
Okay.
24.
Okay.
But anyway,
Not too much older.
he was playing for the Pulcini del Bari. And back then, I'm telling you, 14, 15, he was a superstar. This guy here, he debuted on the first team. And the first year that he played into the Bari, he's the one that put Inter out of their misery. He scored a goal for Inter.
That's enough about Cassano.
What are you talking about?
Keep going.
Cassano was born and will die as a superstar. End of the story.
Ever, right? One of the top.
Always.
Do you remember the first time you watched Cassano play?
Oh, sure.
Well, how was it?
The first day I fell in love.
I told you. He was when he was a young kid before he got into the major league in the major division.
What did Cassano win? I guess I forgot. I don't remember. What did he
Triggered.
win? What did he win?
What do you mean? What did he win?
The Ballon d'Or, no?
Cassano is not a team. Cassano is an individual player.
Okay, then he should go play tennis. Maybe.
No.
Can you?
Didn't he win the campionato with Roma?
Can you?
Didn't he win the campionato?
Can you play tennis against him?
I don't know. I don't know if he plays tennis, but I will be happy just to have even a cup of coffee with him. For me, it would
That'd
be
be a
touching.
blessing, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Winning
day
a
with the
lotto.
Pope.
For me, it would be like winning a lotto.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, he won in 2010 with Cassano. It says Cassano's first Scudetto of his career.
That's Roma.
Milan claimed
Oh,
the
yeah, with
2010,
Milan. You see?
2011.
How many appearances,
And he
though?
scored against Bari. He scored against Bari and he scored against Sampdoria. So if he celebrated against Bari, would you be upset?
So.
Well,
So
he
this
didn't-
guy
he
was the
didn't celebrate.
greatest player. You're talking about the greatest player. It sounds like he ever lived. He won. What did he win?
Scudetto.
One Scudetto.
So who's the greatest player for you? That who's your greatest
my
player
God.
over
There's a
there?
little guy named Kostas Manolas.
Cassano.
Wait. If Cassano had to go against Manolas, who would win?
Cassano by far.
Manolas would put him in a coffin.
Yeah. Manolas will be eating spanakopita. If we will play against Cassano, he will be sitting on the floor. It's Greek food.
About feta cheese.
No, feta cheese inside the spanakopita. It's inside. Listen to this.
Guys.
If Cassano was born on the time that when we had Gullit, Van Basten, Rijkaards, and some of the best players, Cassano.
He would be on the bench.
No way. No way.
Bring the water.
Cassano is a superstar that could have played at any time against anybody.
He couldn't have played because his mind
One mind.
was not into a team. He was an individual who never got along with with the coaches. He always gave a hard time to the coaches. He always changed teams. He went from one team to the other.
Too much partying.
Yeah,
Cascano he's been known to be unselfish because he has a lot of assists. He just put people just in front of the goal. Hey, come on, go and score. Here's the ball. Just put it in. He gave other people. He put the ball on the line for that. Okay, kick it now. Go. And he kick it. Castano put Ibrahimovic in the position to be a great scorer. He put Pazzini to be the position to be a great scorer. He put a lot of losers to become superstars because all he did is said, hey, here's the ball. Just push it over the line.
What an angel he is.
That's it. That was the talent.
I want him to baptize me. I love him.
And Castano, when he had the chance to take the shot, he buried a lot of goals.
I'm gonna give you a few players, and I want you to rank.
You can touch any AC Milan player,
Listen,
but don't touch
no.
Castano.
No.
He didn't play that long for AC
I'm
Milan.
gonna give you a few players.
Yeah.
You ready? Maradona, Messi,
Yeah.
Ronaldo, Del Piero, Totti,
Baggio.
and Cassano. Where's
Yeah.
Cassano
It's
ranked?
it's on the top 3 or 4.
Holy crap.
Above who? Above who?
I will say at the same level. It's not above anybody. At the same level, I will put him with Messi. I will put him on the same level
With both
Messi.
his broken legs, right?
No. Del
So-
Piero, definitely Del Piero.
Really? That
Baggio,
high?
definitely.
Ronaldo
I think Cassano is better than Del Piero. Actually, I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry to say
God,
that.
wow.
Better than Del Piero. Maybe just even tiny little bit, slightly different than Totti, but a little better than Totti too.
How about Ronaldo and Messi?
They're not same player. They're not. They.
But if you had to choose one on your team,
I would say Messi is a little tough to top, but it would be just below Messi.
Wow.
that's still good.
Rated
Yeah.
really
That's
highly.
still good. How about you on that list?
And Baggio.
Baggio, I would say at the same level of Baggio, slightly better than
Cassano?
Baggio. Yes.
Baggio,
It's
Yes.
the same level, but
Yes.
Baggio's been like the best
Hey, it's
Italian
my
player
opinion.
ever.
Yeah, it's your
It's
opinion.
my
Everybody's got
opinion
their
and the
opinion.
opinion of a lot of people too.
Hey, listen.
That's high.
I will tell you. Yesterday we were
Baggio's a
driving.
great player, not an excellent. He's an excellent player,
He's
but
one of the best.
the fantasy of Cassano, it's.
Baggio is the best Italian player
I'm not saying
ever.
that it's not. No, listen.
After Cassano.
Maybe a little. I will put him a tiny little notch below Cassano.
Listen,
Oh
yesterday my dad and I were driving, and we were talking about the question that we asked on the podcast last time, which was, did Gattuso and Cassano inspire Roma to come back? And my dad said, did one person agree with Antonio? And surprisingly, and you're gonna get mad because you got mad at me when I said surprisingly last time.
That's Antonio made the accounts for that one. He's the one that commented.
You had people supporting you. You had people that said, one guy said, Antonio, you tell them. Only Milan fans will understand how Gattuso is a real motivator. Some other people saying, listen, if you're from Bari, you understand how great Cassano actually was. So you had some support.
Listen, let's put an end on this discussion. I wanted to know for how many teams some of the players that you just named played. Cassano played for AC Milan, played for Inter Milan,
Roma.
played for Real Madrid, played from Roma, played from Sampdoria,
Sampdoria.
and he was asked to be providing his services to other big team in England,
What
in
about-
France, and in Germany. But unfortunately, Cassano said, I'm staying here. This is my home, and this is where I want to end my career.
What a legend.
Cassano, it's a top of the line, top class.
Everybody's got a different opinion. Like you said, some people think one player is the best. Somebody else thinks that another player is the best.
Why don't you ask Totti's opinion about Cassano? He'll tell you.
We'll send him a message.
All right, we'll get him on. We'll
But
get him on. and
the
ask
thing is,
him.
they're friends, though.
It has nothing to do with Totti will not say something, will not lie about somebody. Totti, he doesn't have to be catering to some friend just because.
You gotta ask someone that's not his friend, so they can be like, "Oh, I don't know him. I'm not
Totti's
biased."
he's not afraid of anybody. Just if Cassano stinks, Totti will say, "Hey, to me that guy stinks." Totti will never say that about Cassano. Totti had the best year in Roma when Cassano was playing with him, and Cassano never stepped on his foot. Cassano knew his place, and he didn't want to take anything away from the captain of the team. That's an intelligent player. Okay,
You have something to add?
No.
Okay.
you know why? Because it's the truth.
Because it's the truth, right? We got Juventus.
I could tell you a story about Cassano.
Go ahead.
Let's hear this.
Uh-oh.
I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a good one.
What's the story?
What was
Even
the
though
story?
he was young,
I guess what? Your father one time he gave me his shirt.
Yeah.
His, and I still have it. The next time on the podcast, I'm wearing Cassano shirt.
Best gift
Perfect.
ever.
Yeah.
anyway,
What's the story?
the story was that they were in New York City, and he was
With which team?
with Roma.
Can you say this?
And
Are you allowed to say this?
Yeah, he said.
I
Okay.
don't know. I'll say.
Too late now. Too late now. It's almost. It's coming out of his mouth.
And he was with. I mean, I heard him because he was in the lobby, so I heard him saying. But he was with another young player that became one of the best players. And the next day they were playing Real Madrid. And he was saying, "No, tonight we're gonna go out. That's what we're gonna do. Tonight we go out and party." I was saying, but tomorrow,
Sounds like Cassano.
you know, tomorrow we have a big game. Yeah, but
You see, Cassano can afford to do that.
We gotta go
That is the thing. That's a beauty. Cassano is one of the few that can allow himself to do that.
Party until 5 a.m. Go play at 7, right?
Talent is talent. With alcohol, without alcohol, Cassano will leave it on the floor. He will put everybody to shame.
Even better with a shot of grappa too on the field.
Cassano can play drunk.
Still better than half the people.
Cassano story.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I got a little bit nervous when you talk
we
about
have to go
Cassano
sports tomorrow.
stories. I was a little bit nervous. Anyway, guys, we have Juventus Napoli coming up.
Oh, fair.
Before we comment on the game, one of our friends, Charlie Stilitano, he posted online about something that the whole calcio community today was going crazy about, which is that beIN Sports over here in the USA and Canada is not going to be showing Juventus Napoli live on TV. They're going to be showing MotoGP, Red Bull, instead of Juventus against Napoli. Ratings obviously are the reason. Charlie Stilitano took to Twitter. He was pretty upset. He put anti-Italian discrimination.
It is.
I think he's kidding.
It is.
It's
is.
a
I'm telling
meme.
you, if you don't get enough views, though, how are you supposed to fight that?
Who told you that you don't get enough views?
It's obvious, though. The more views
I mean,
you're gonna put
they
in.
would put whatever's going to get the most
Come
views.
on.
Either way, I think the principle of it should be there. I know that the argument is that it's going to be available on their streaming site, right? I know it doesn't always work properly. Being Connect.
Good luck with that, guys.
We'll watch it on another channel. That's all.
Don't worry. We're not gonna watch the GP. We'll watch it on another channel.
We'll watch our eye.
Right.
Hopefully,
It looks like potatoes playing, but either way,
we don't
yeah.
know who has the ball.
Yeah, you'll be able to tell when Dybala is celebrating. Actually,
right. Yeah,
Dybala might not be playing. That's a talk right now.
That's right.
They're saying that Dybala has been having some problems because of his recent form, and Allegri might not be starting Dybala against Napoli.
It's not even that big, though. Look, they play
If
without Real Madrid.
Allegri doesn't start Dybala, then you go after me, Gaetano. I'm sorry that I took the word out of you. If the Allegri doesn't start Dybala for some sort of a personal reasons, it's
Because
I
of bad
think-
form, apparently.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It's because he's having the same kind of problem that he had with Bonucci, and I think Dybala at the end of the season.
Going to go to Milan, right?
I hope.
If they go to Milan, no
I
one's
think
playing
he's
with
gonna
cleats.
go. Go ahead.
Yeah, when he went out of the field, he was pretty upset, and he was far away from Allegri. He went far
Could have
away.
been that he was upset with himself, too.
Yeah, it could be.
But look how they played against Real Madrid. You don't even need Dybala. That's how good Juventus are, if you think about it. Right?
So, what is
Juve
it?
played a flawless game against Real Madrid.
What does everybody think? Give a little perspective. Everybody will have 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Give your take
Yeah.
on Juventus Napoli.
But that was different though, because he couldn't play against Real
That's
Madrid.
true. But just because
If
he's
you
not
leave him on
starting-
the bench, it's a different effect.
Mike, Juventus Napoli.
Yeah.
Give us your
Okay.
30 seconds.
30
about the
seconds.
game.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my god. First of all, I'm gonna miss this. I wanna jump off a cliff.
mean you're
I got
missing
my
it?
other brother's baptism this Sunday. I got 2 in a row. I'm not even joking.
Jesus
I wish I was
Christ.
joking. I'll watch it in church, so don't worry. I'm gonna have it on
Oh
the
my
side.
God.
Hopefully, I'll make the podcast. But I think Juve are gonna score first. But I think Insigne is gonna score the equalizer, and then Milik at the end is gonna score the 2-1 winner. Napoli's
a
gonna
very
win in Torino.
that's
It's
a
gonna
very
be crazy.
specific.
1 point difference, and I think Juve is gonna slip up along the 5 games they have left, and Napoli's gonna win the Scudetto.
Yeah.
Better
Yeah,
make it
go
clear.
ahead.
No, you do it.
I think I can't wait. I can't wait for the game. We always and everybody said that Napoli plays the best soccer in Italy. So we're gonna see the best soccer in Italy against Juventus, who's the team that when it comes down, they always perform and they did against Real Madrid when their backs was against the wall. So I think it's going to be a great show. I can't wait, and Juventus is going to win.
Really? That easy? That's it?
No,
1, 2, 3?
not that easy. I mean, I said actually in the beginning, I said that Thai would probably be good for Juventus.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
For Juve. It's
But-
not enough for Napoli. Not
Yeah,
good
it's
for
not
Napoli.
really-
But let's just
Disagree.
hope for a great game. Forget about the score. Let's hope for a great game.
I do hope for a great game. I think that like you said, when Juventus have to perform, like this game against Crotone, everyone was flipping out. But when you play against Napoli, if anything, this is going to make them even more mad that they can't slip up. Sometimes you have this little complacency. And Crotone is also a team that they're known. We know what they did last season when their backs were against the wall. So I think that for Juventus, this is where they shine the most. This is where they get going. At Juventus in Torino, they rarely slip up. I wouldn't be too surprised if it became a tie because I think that Juventus would be satisfied with a tie. But I think that Juventus is going to win. And I disagree with what you said. I think that even if Juventus win this game, Campionato is still far. And I'm going to say far
from over.
I wouldn't say
Far
I
from
wouldn't say far from
far.
over. I
Okay.
would
Still
not say
very,
far.
very far.
Listen,
No matter what the
Listen.
result,
Look
very
This guy,
far.
Very far. It's a big
Very,
guy.
very, very far.
Listen,
Insane.
I'll tell you that.
Every
I've
stat-
been right so far.
every stat has been made to be broken. So even though Juventus has not slipped so far in Torino, there is always,
That's true.
the chance that Napoli can win. But if I have to give my personal take on the game, it's going to be the midfield is going to be with almost 18 players. They're going to be just fighting everything.
Clogged up.
Yeah, everything is going to be clubbed up on the midfield because both of teams, they're going to be afraid of losing. So Napoli, he's going to have to take the chance. He's going to have to just try to push the tempo and just be a little bit more aggressive. And I think Allegri is going to wait and he's going to put the speed on the wings and try to punish Napoli on, with the speed that they have, with Alexandro on one side and Douglas Costa and the other kid on the right hand side. I don't think De Sciglio is out.
Quadrato?
Right? Quadrato, definitely.
Yeah.
If the Shilio plays, that'll be awesome for Napoli.
I will hope for Napoli to win, but I see a tie or maybe a Juventus 2-1.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Juventus 2-1. Everyone's giving our predictions. Your prediction was what?
I said a tie in the beginning of the podcast, and I'll stay with a tie.
Can't wait to message you guys on WhatsApp. Be like you guys were wrong.
Win
Napoli win.
for Napoli.
League win.
But my hope is winning for Napoli. I just I just hope I'm
believe.
wrong.
I'm gonna answer some questions now. We'll answer some questions. Antonio Michieli says, who's getting the final 2 spots for Champions League and who's gonna miss out and why? Let's just do these real quick answers. Next 2 teams, I'm gonna say that Inter find a way to get in there with Roma.
No, Roma Lazio. I think
Okay.
Lazio going. Inzaghi's amazing.
Roma will be one of them, and between Lazio and Inter, it's going to be the last game.
Yep.
In I believe they're playing Rome.
Yeah.
That's going to decide. That's going to decide who's going to go in, and in that
Who's
game,
gonna be?
it's probably going to be 12-11 score.
And who's gonna have the 12?
Who's going?
I don't know.
I think
Come on, if you
Lazio.
had to guess.
Just throw
Come on,
something.
they won.
Lazio. I want Lazio in. That's it. Lazio.
No, not
in.
who you want. Who you
Yeah,
think's
who do you
gonna
No,
win?
Lazio I think is gonna
You
is
gotta
gonna
put
make.
your money?
They have a better system and they offensively they're much better.
They're more consistent.
Yeah.
Someone said, which players do you see leaving Milan at the end of the season? Anto, what do you think?
I hope Musacchio because he has disappointed me. I mean, although he played very well against Juventus,
Yeah.
but really none of them. I'll keep even Andre Silva for an extra year. I will give the kid a little chance, a little chance. But we have a good squad. I don't want Suso to leave. I don't want anybody to leave.
Somebody commented about that too.
I don't want anybody to leave. Suso, for me, is one of the best midfielder and winger at the same time.
He wasn't as good this
So
season.
someone commented, would you swap Suso for Callejon?
Absolutely
Apparently
not.
That's in the.
Suso is much better than Callejon.
I agree
this
with that.
season,
Much
I agree
better.
with
I
that.
don't know.
You
Suso's
don't think
been
Suso's
quiet.
better than Callejon?
Suso's so quiet this season.
Suso is one of the top players in the entire Serie A.
Maybe last
for the
season.
position that he's playing. Callejon, forget about it. He's got miles
Milan need
to be able to catch up with Suso.
You keep Suso and Bonaventura and get rid of everybody else.
Not everybody.
And all the forwards.
Oh my god.
Cutrone you keep.
From midfield up.
Cutrone you keep. Cutrone?
Yeah.
Cutrone.
Listen,
you can keep one of them.
Chanaloglu,
Get rid of him.
I'll keep him.
Get
I'll
rid
keep
of
him.
Dasil,
But it's not the
get rid of-
position that I will. I'll tell you what.
Kalinic.
Kalinic definitely let him go. But Çalhanoğlu, I will do an experiment with the kid. Maybe I'll call Gattuso later before I go home. Çalhanoğlu, I will let him. He's got a lot of techniques. He's got a lot of skills and speed. What I will do, since the guy is very good defensively too, I will just play him like the Pirlo of the all-time AC Milan. I will put Çalhanoğlu right in front of the defense, just moving the team forward. Because Çalhanoğlu right now, he took away the position that Bonaventura was playing, and I think Bonaventura was much better over there. Now Gattuso moved Bonaventura a little bit on the center, just being a little bit the playmaker. But I don't think Bonaventura is not a playmaker of that kind of on that position.
What else you got?
Wait, before you say, I want Ricardo Rodriguez out. I feel like he conceded a lot more than he gave to the team.
I don't like him. I don't think
He's always
that good of a
It's
player.
very streaky, very streaky. It's not a good defender.
I want to see Calabria and Conti playing on the wings next, in the fullbacks next season for Milan. I think that they could figure a nice way out for them. Sergio, I mean, we answered a lot of these on the podcast already, but Sergio asks, is the race for the Scudetto back on or is it over? Mike?
Definitely back on, baby.
This week, Michael says it's on.
Next week I might change.
Next week, you might change it. Antonio,
It's over.
It's over?
It's over.
It's very, very much on. More
There's
than I think
5 games.
anybody thinks. 5 games are a
Control
lot.
your Sunday, Carlo.
That's a long time. Jesus Hoya says, who would you like Juventus to buy in the summer? I think Juventus, it's all about the midfield.
A right back.
And the defense.
Right back.
Right back for
A
sure.
right back.
But I think in the midfield, there's a lot of talks right now about your boy. I think this is the first time
Antonio's got a lot
in the
of boys.
history of the podcast that Mourinho was not mentioned.
Until now.
What do you have to say?
Thank God.
Antonio's like a dog where you say treat.
Thank
He
God.
thinks- They're talking about.
Who's Mourinho? Who's Mourinho?
The best
best
manager in the world.
Nobody.
So they're talking right now about. There's this rumor going around that Morata and Pogba might be going back to Juventus. I think they even asked Marotta about it, and he says usually. I think this is what Marotta said was usually we don't talk about bringing players back, but Morata and Pogba are special cases just because that they're incredible.
They're not going to let them go back for nothing. They're going to get the same amount of money that they paid them already. At least.
Morata, Chelsea is very upset with Morata. Also, by the way, talking about Mourinho, Conte coached his 100th match for Chelsea today. He's got the second best manager ranking after 100 games. After who?
Mourinho.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's
All the
extremely
shit that he.
Yeah,
Antonio
with-
Conte-
the bad season.
with 1/10 of the player and 1/10 of the
and
money
he's
that the
gonna-
Mourinho
he's
made them
probably
their
gonna
team
leave.
spend.
Oh, he's definitely. I
Yeah.
think he's completely gone.
Who you Conte, 100%.
Conte,
Where do you think he's
Conte.
going?
I don't know yet.
Back to Italy, hopefully.
No, PSG could be PSG.
I'm scared.
Maybe
I'm
PSG.
scared he goes there.
And then Matteo says, when are the new culture shirts dropping? Very soon.
Soon.
We've been doing a lot.
Everyone
There's a lot of
keeps
problems
DMing
with
us.
them. But either way, today, Michael and I got an incredible message. Anyone new to IFTV that doesn't know this, a year and a half ago, Michael met this kid on the internet, which is incredible, Samson, and we were so inspired by his story of what he went through. We'll link the video right after this so you can watch it. Long story short, Samson was involved in a drunk driving accident where he was paralyzed from the neck down. And he mentioned somewhere online that his dream was always to see Totti and Roma play. He said, my dream was always that. Obviously, being in a wheelchair, there's so many it costs triple the amount and triple the amount of planning that you need than if you would go there. And he's already got so many expenses with the bills that he has to pay and all this stuff that he's with in the wheelchair. And so we made a video trying to raise money. We started a fundraiser. I think we raised half the money.
Like a little bit over half, like 2,700.
And incredibly, Roma sent a message that James Pallotta, the owner of the team, he actually saw the video and he was so inspired by it, and he donated the rest of the money and extra.
Wow.
Great.
So
Grande Pallotta.
Grande
Very
Pallotta.
good,
to
very
Mr.
good.
Pallotta, and listen, let me just say this right now. Roma told us that they were not looking to publicize this.
Yeah, but
they said, listen, we're not pushing this, but I think that we deserve to give them credit for this.
Oh, absolutely.
They didn't want it, but we're so grateful, and I know Samson is so grateful. It was a long process to raise the money for him, but literally his dream is coming true. Michael and I are working on an update video, which is going to be nice.
And Wayne, too. A shout out to Wayne.
And,
He did so much in
exactly.
the back to help promote this video. Just incredible help from everyone that donated and everyone that supported this.
And I talked to some of the managers from Roma, and they are willing to help any way they can. With you said, just call us, tell us when you're coming. We even come and pick you up at the airport. We'll take to the practice section.
Ooh.
So It's I mean, Roma from this type of it's really
Leadership, a lot of
it's
leadership
really
and,
coming true.
Great
And
idea.
all the managers that I've talked to, they all looking forward to this. So Mr. Pallotta and all the Roma team and organization, we thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
seriously.
thank you, Roma.
To make this happen, it's been incredible.
A dream.
So you're making someone's dream come true, and just the realization of this whole process has been very fulfilling. And getting to know Samson, who's just the positivity that this guy has, is inspiring to
contagious.
everybody.
Maybe we will Skype him up one of these days.
He's in
and,
New York.
Oh, he's in New York.
Yeah, we
he
filmed
lives
some
here.
videos with
You
him.
gotta be
We gotta,
kidding
we'll
me.
meet. We're gonna do an update video. Maybe,
All right, maybe
we'll
we'll
get
do
to
it.
meet the podcast staff.
that'd be cool.
Okay.
But anyway, like I was saying before, guys, any help you can. If you want to rate this podcast, Antonio,
Guys, don't forget, rate this podcast, okay?
It helps us a
and
lot,
put
guys.
big numbers up.
subscribe if you're new on YouTube, like this video if you enjoy, and share. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Forza
Ciao,
Napoli,
ragazzi.
let's go.
Beautiful.